stories about?
I've got two stories: sensationalism and invasion of privacy. My invasion of privacy is a story about Kim Kardashian and Kanye West coming out of a date, which, to be honest, isn't that important. I don't really think anyone cares, and they're just sort of invading their privacy just to get higher listeners onto the radio. So, I mean, I think that's quite wrong. But then, on the other hand, like, they want listeners. What do you guys think about the listeners?
That would make them have more listeners, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because I
great.
think people care.
Yeah, and it just kind of makes people start to talk about it, like, why?
Cool.
Cool.
Dan, oh sorry.
Oh, I need to talk about sensationalism, don't I?
What's your sensational story
My
about?
sensationalism story is about the Ebola virus, and well, during the time the Ebola virus was at large in Africa, there was loads of crazy stories just trying to, and mine was about like 16 people coming back to the US infected with Ebola, which isn't really going to do anything. They're not even infected, and people who do get infected in one countries get healed really quickly. They're just doing it to try and win listeners over fear, which is kind of sick, to be honest. And I mean, what do you guys think?
Well, that would freak out the audience. That would make them listen to
stop
it.
them switching off.
Yeah.
It scares people to kind of make sure that they don't get it. You know?
Ebola's quite a dead thing anyway.
Mm.
Yeah, it's been around for quite a while actually.
Right, Dan, do you want to talk about your stories? Alright, I'll talk about my stories.
Dan, do you want to talk about your feelings?
Did you pause the video in between?
No.
Alright, my sensational story is about black-eyed children, which is basically the Daily Star, a national newspaper. They spoke about some children seen walking around with black eyes, which they use
Being punched in the face?
I don't know, they're talking about how they're evil, but
Oh,
they
with
have
the actual eyes.
the actual eyes, yeah, and they have no proof that the information that they use is real. Therefore, it's obviously been overhyped to gain listeners, so people freak out and just go listen to the, whatever they're talking about. My invasion of privacy story is about Bruce Jenner. Basically, he was photographed in his home, which is illegal. Paparazzi, they just went in his house. They literally just took pictures of him outside his house just to get exclusive shots of him without caring about the fact that this is actually illegal. Is kind of important right now because Bruce Jenner is said to be going through a sex change, so they just wanted to get more information out of him. What do you guys think?
I think that's kind of sick. I mean,
Sick.
invading someone's privacy.
It is. Dan, you want to talk
Right,
about
then
your
they have to
story?
get listeners some way. If they can't get good news stories, they just have to do that.
Cool.
You go, Dan.
What are your stories about then, Dan?
You know the like sensational.
Sensationalism, mate.
Yeah, that one. It's like this woman, Lively. Don't know. She wore 14 costumes in 48 hours, yeah. And like the news made it such like a big story. It's on like the main page of the news, yeah. Like who really cares? It's like somebody wearing some clothes.
Yeah, it's not important.
Not important at all.
So it's just been overhyped.
Yeah, they can just like do whatever. Like allow people. Like they can just wherever they like.
For years.
Cool. What's your story of invasion of privacy then?
Like invasion of privacy is where like like the massive like iCloud hack like Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the media. Yeah, like all the like new pictures got leaked and stuff. Yeah, like it wouldn't have been such a big thing if like the media hadn't reported on it how it did. They made it like everyone know about it. Like invaded her privacy and stuff.
Cool. Alright.
Personal
Sweet.
images were released.
Scarlett?
Cool.
Okay, cool. A lot of people moving around right now. Basically, my story for sensationalism would be about a few years ago. Katie Price, lady who she divorced her husband, and she's just it's just quite silly because she's just another person. Nobody truly cares who gets married and who gets divorced unless they're like big celebrities. But then again, it's still their life, so that's kind of not really our business. So, nothing that they say. They keep reporting all these divorces from pointless celebrities like it's a big deal, and it's really not. For my invasion of privacy story, we're doing the phone hacking scandal from News of the World, which is basically about them hacking into people's phones to get like secrets out of people without having to actually talk to them. And it's it's just about invading their life, really. Josh, the camera's not at my face. Thank you. And yeah, it's just like, yeah, you shouldn't do that. That's not very good. That's bad news.
Cool.
Sweet.
Has everyone done this yet?
Yep.